Hello. In this class, we'll be discussing the following. Tell me about yourself. Me fala pouco sobre você. What can we say? What should we do? Come with me. So you can start your answer by saying something like, well, I have been working as an English teacher for 18 years. Começa a falar sobre por quanto tempo você exerce a sua profissão, a sua ocupação. Aqui no meu caso, eu sou professora, trabalho como professora de inglês por 18 anos, yeah? But if you're not an English teacher, I have been working as an English teacher for 18 years. Well, I have other possibilities. Temos aqui outras possibilidades, okay? You could say, well, I have been working as an IT consultant for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, okay? Well, I have been working as a marketing manager for years, a systems analyst. You could also say a publicist. Well, I have been working as a publicist for 3 years. A financial advisor, a social media developer. You could also say, I've been working as a journalist for 25 years, right? As a designer, as a civil engineer, okay? By the way, you can say, pode falar, I have been working, ou então, pode contrair aqui, I've been working, yeah? Aqui eu escolhi utilizar o present perfect continuous. Não vou entrar muito em gramática, tá? Porque, mas apenas brevemente, por quê? Aqui a gente tem a ideia de continuidade na profissão. Então, é algo positivo. I have been working as an English teacher for 18 years. Okay? Let's see the next one. I have worked for a few English schools, such as Cultura Inglesa, Fisk, and Wise Up. Okay? You can say, I have worked, or I've worked for a few English schools, such as Cultura Inglesa, Fisk, and Wise Up. Here I use I've worked because I'm talking about my experience, right? Como eu estou falando de experiências de vida, experiência profissional, a gente geralmente utiliza o present perfect. Você pode dizer, I have worked. Atenção que o work aqui tem um som de T no final, worked. Não fala worked, please, worked. I have worked, or I've worked. I've worked for a few English schools. Well, but I'm not a teacher, Kat. Eu não sou professor, não sou professora. It's okay. I have other possibilities here. Look, I have worked for a few companies, multinational companies, for a few institutions. You can say banks. I have worked for a few banks, such as HSBC. Well, it doesn't exist anymore. Não existe mais, né? Bradesco, Itaú, right? You could also say, I have worked for a few startup business, such as, okay? So companies, multinational companies, institutions, banks, and startup businesses, right? So you can start like that. Moving on. You can also say, I have experience in handling employee relations. Tem experiência em lidar com relações de empregados, de colaboradores, né? You could say that I have experience in handling employee relations. Other possibilities. Pensei aqui em outras possibilidades também. Let's take a look. I have experience in planning strategies. Planning strategies. Se ficar muito difícil, strategies. Pode dizer também strategies. Planning strategies, okay? Developing action plans. It's not developing, não é developing, developing action plans. Coordinating administrative functions. Working with fraud analysis. Designing publicity campaigns. I have experience in designing publicity campaigns. I have experience in programming softwares, dealing with contracts and agreements. If you're a lawyer, se for advogado, advogada, lidar com contratos e acordos, dealing with contracts and agreements. And I have experience in using methodology, okay? Well, nome da metodologia, and then you say methodology, okay? Right. Next part. What else you can say? Well, you can talk about your educational background. Pode falar, é importante falar sobre o seu passado escolar, yeah, histórico escolar. So you could say, my degree is in law, yeah. You could also say, I graduated in law at Fundação não, esqueci o nome da minha faculdade, Faculdade de Direito São Bernardo do Campo. I graduated in law at Direito São Bernardo. Okay? I have a post-graduation in HR, yeah, human resources. I have an MBA by FGV, right? So, my degree is in law, minha graduação é em direito, ou me graduei em direito. I have a post-graduation, I have an MBA by FGV, by Mackenzie, by USP, right? Here, I have other possibilities, other areas. I thought of the following, pensei no seguinte aqui. My degree is in business administration, economics, engineering, accounting, para contabilidade, ciências contábeis, accounting, languages, journalism, architecture, psychology, public relations. Okay? The next topic, you can talk a little about your expertise, falar pouco da sua expertise, do seu know-how. You could say, I am acquainted with different kinds of technologies, such as, I am acquainted with, or I am familiar with. Tenho familiaridade, eu conheço. Different kinds of technologies. You could also say, I am acquainted with different kinds of softwares, methodologies, approaches, são as abordagens, né? Até em português é comum as pessoas utilizarem approach, né? Mas abordagens, se a entrevista é em inglês, que é o nosso caso aqui, approaches, methodologies, softwares, technologies, acquainted with. All right? Next part. You have there. In my last position, I was in charge of a team and we had great results. Pode falar pouquinho também do que aconteceu no seu último trabalho, né? O que você atingiu. Here we have here. I was in charge of. Eu era responsável por um time e nós tivemos ótimos resultados, ok? I was in charge of a team and we had great results. Other possibilities. I was in charge of the marketing department, the HR department, the finance department, the legal department, yeah? And then if you want to change, se quiser mudar pouquinho, we had great results, não é results. You could say, we had excellent results, wonderful results, or successful. Okay? So let me change a bit. In my last position, I was in charge of the finance department and we had successful results. Okay? Okay, let's sum up these ideas. Então, vamos aqui colocar tudo numa página só para ver como é que a gente pode falar sobre nós mesmos, yeah? You can say something like, well é sempre legal de usar. Então, bem, você está tomando tempo ali para pensar no que vai dizer. Well, I have been working as a teacher, as a lawyer, as an architect for 10 years. I have worked for a few companies such as this and that. I have experience in doing something, okay? My degree is in law, is in architecture, is in engineering. I graduated in languages at PUC. Maybe you could say, I have a post-graduation course in analytics by FGV, something like that. What else? I am acquainted with certain kinds of technologies. In my last position, I was in charge of a team, okay, and we had great results. These are things you could say, okay, to talk about yourself, right? So I'll see you again in our next class. Bye.